तुम्हाला कसं बोलायला आवडेल तसं बोला, तसं माईक ठेवणार मी तिकडं. नाही माईकचं काय नाही, तिकडे ह्या साईडला आहे ना, ह्या साईडला हा कॅमेऱ्याचा प्रकाश पडत नाही, त्यामुळे तुम्ही अंधारात दिसतो. इकडे बोलला नाही त्या साईडला बसला का तुम्ही उजेडात दिसता, म्हणून म्हणजे बसणं असेल तर तिथं बस समोर, नसेल तर कुठलं बोलणं असेल तर काय प्रॉब्लेम आपलं काय
who are present for this workshop in this hall as well as on the online Zoom. So I welcome you to this workshop and hand over to the table. Madam, sir. Sir. So I request Principal Sir to introduce regarding this particular activity.
Thank you, Deshpande sir. It gives me an immense pleasure to say something about this UGC Paramar scheme and the today's workshop. Friends, this is a very good activity organized by the Aict of YCI Satara, and on this occasion of inauguration of the workshop, Dr. V.Y. Deshpande is with me, as well as two resource persons, Dr. S.S. Mujavar and Dr. Csr Kokate, as well as head of the departments, respected principals from the various colleges, Aict coordinators of the Khandala College, Wathar College, Vai College, as well as Satara Homeopathic and Pharmacy College, including the coordinator of the RIRD. Friends, this is a very good opportunity given by the UGC to our college, and that Paramar scheme specially focuses on the conduction of the NAC of the various colleges who are not fully or partly focusing on the conduction of the NAC, and being as a leading college that Yashwantrao Chavan Institute of Science Satara is supporting to these 6 institutes which are in the circumference of the YCI Satara. All these colleges are very efficient colleges. They are well in their academic as well as in the research activity, also in their student activities. But due to some reason, they are not fully focused on the conduction of the NAC due to some problems. Staff problems are there, some other problems may be there. And our role is that to support such colleges which are not fully not in a position to conduct the NAC and submit the NAC proposal as well as to conduct the NAC. So there are various schemes under the Paramarsh activity that today's workshop is one of them, and this workshop is fully focused on the how to write the research proposal and where we have to submit these proposals, which are the different agencies which will support to the colleges. Friends, when I understood the colleges, some colleges are specially focuses on the, for example, Satara Homeopathic is the medical institute, another one is the pharmacy institute, RIRD is the research institute, and the Khandala, Vai, Wathar, these colleges are the art, science and commerce colleges. So many efficient personalities are there, so many efficient professors are there, and they have just a they have just our role is to motivate them, to support them, and how to introduce them how to write the research proposal, what are the different agencies. Much and more things are known to them, but due to the lack of information, they are unable to write the proposals to the UGC as well as DST, DBT, various different agencies are there. Economics institutes are there. Government is also supporting from the geographical projects, economical projects, some life science projects, as well as some CSR fundings are there. And during this workshop, my colleague Dr. S.S. Mujawar and Dr. Csr Kokate will introduce some new concepts about the project writing and funding agencies. So friend, this workshop is very helpful to the my colleagues as well as the colleagues which are taking opportunity through this webinar. And I congratulate all the participants because they have during the lockdown period they are enthusiastic as well as active, and they are taking initiation for writing the research proposal from the different agencies. Friends, Khandala College, Y as well as Vathar, Satara Homeopathic, Satara Pharmacies, they are the very good institutes. But during this lockdown period, the rapport between the YCI Satara and all these institute is isolated. But that webinar gives a very good opportunity to us to come together and write some proposals. My colleagues are also there; they are writing the various proposals, and these two persons, Dr. Csr Mujawar and Jd Kokate, are always helping to them. Once again, I welcome to the both resource person of this institute being as a chairman of this committee, and I again welcome all the principals and the IQC coordinators as well as various head of the departments. And on behalf of this inaugural function, I give my best wishes to this workshop and both the resource person. Thank you very much.
Good morning all. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our today's both the dynamic speakers. Our first speaker is Dr. Sarfaraj Mujawar, working as assistant professor in Department of Physics, Yashwantrao Chavan Institute of Science, Satara. Dr. Sarfaraj Mujawar has done his MSc in physics from Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and he has also done his PhD from Shivaji University, Kolhapur in 2008, and he received a senior research fellowship for his PhD. He has been selected as a project scientist in IIT Kanpur in December 2008. He has also done a postdoctorate at Chonbuk National University, South Korea for 2 years. He has published 1 patent and 29 research papers in different international journals with a high impact factor. He wrote 2 book chapters and completed 1 major and 2 minor research projects, and he has 10 years working experience as assistant professor in Rayat Shikshan Sanstha, Satara. Our second speaker is Dr. Ganesh Kokate, working as assistant professor in Department of Chemistry, Yashwantrao Chavan Institute of Science, Satara. So Dr. Ganesh Kokate has done his MSc in organic chemistry from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He has qualified NET, SET and GATE exams. He has also done his PhD from CSIR National Chemical Laboratory, Pune. He has published 1 patent and 4 research papers in different international journals. He has been working as assistant professor in Rayat Shikshan Sanstha for more than 7 years. I thank organizers for this workshop, giving me a chance to introduce today's both the dynamic speakers of our institute who always inspire us for research activities. Thank you. Now I welcome our first speaker, Dr. Sarfaraj Mujawar, for his talk.
Good afternoon, friends. First of all, I welcome all the participants for this one-day workshop organized by Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's Yashwantrao Chavan Institute of Science, Satara. And the special efforts is taken by IQAC YCIS. And the theme of this particular workshop is research and development Under this particular workshop, we two speakers, myself, Dr. Sarfaraj Mujawar, is going to talk on writing research proposals, and one of my colleague, friend, Mr. Ganesh Kokate, will be talking on different funding schemes for colleges. So before starting, let me first tell you that why to go for research. Friends, as we know that research is the major quality marking criteria in NAC. If you will see, the NAC criteria, then in the third criteria, the major aspect is on research, and that research is mainly related to research proposals, because unless and until we write some good research proposal, we can't get a good amount of funding, and without funding it is really impossible to go for high quality research. So in this particular talk, I am going to focus on writing research proposals, and so first of all, we will discuss what is research. When we discuss at our institute level about doing research and writing research proposals, some people are feeling uncomfortable because they are not having that much exposure for the research. But what I can say, the research, simply if we talk about the research is nothing but the systematic efforts taken to investigate or solve some scientific or social issues. Not necessary that the problem should be very big, or we should have very high impact or high quality research. We can start our research with some of small problems in our society, or we can concentrate on some small problems, and then it can go for the high quality level research. So basically, what is the proposal, or how we can think about the writing a proposal? So proposal, simply the proposal can be defined as a plan or suggestion, which is especially in the written form, or it can be verbal, to put forward our consideration about anything in front of some other experts. So the research proposal can be defined as a document which outlines how we can propose and how we can undertake one particular theme, and find out the solution on that under our research studies. So we can say some definition of a research proposal, like a research proposal is a document written by a researcher which can provide a detailed description of the proposed program, or we can say it is a blueprint of our subject which we have undertaken for our research. So one may ask question that why to do research, or what are the benefits of doing research? So let me first explain you all that the research is very important thing, and it not only benefits to our institute, but it provides benefits to the researcher also. So what we can do, while doing research, we can implement our own knowledge and ideas, because when we are doing our academics at UG and PG level, we perform several experiments, but at that time we don't have scope to implement our ideas, and we can't design our experiment. But once you start doing research, you have that scope to implement your knowledge. You can implement your ideas, you can design your own experiments. And the second thing is that while doing all these things, we are getting pleasure of learning some advanced instrumentations, software, and we are getting aware with new upcoming technologies. So these are the personal benefits, what I think. Apart from getting the cash benefits, I would like to more concentrate on the personal benefits in academic level. So, and one more thing is that when we start our research and when we publish some good articles, or when we write some patent, we publish some patents, then we automatically get connected globally. Means we don't need to tell the others our identity. Throughout our work, or through our work, we can recognize by the others. And there are some Google scholar like sites or ResearchGate through which we can be well known to the other peoples. Again, through our research, we can contribute to development in science and technology, and hence we can ultimately contribute to our national development. So how to start the research, or what are the importance of writing research proposals. So before starting a research, it is necessary to write some research proposal. So let me tell you a few things about what is the research proposal and what are the importance of writing the research proposals. So basically, research proposal is nothing but the document which we write before doing the research, and this particular document helps us to examine what researchers are intend to do. Means whatever written in the proposal, if you will go through that particular proposal, you will get an idea that what the researcher is intend to do, what is his plan about that particular topic. The second thing is that the research proposal can serve as a document of contract for project. For example, if faculty is there and if he is intended to complete his PhD degree, or if there is a student who is pursuing his master's degree, and if he want to fulfill some research project for his doctorate or MSc degree, then he should write a draft, and that draft, when it goes to examiner, that examiner gets an idea about its intention about that particular topic and what he want to do new in that particular field. So research proposal can be effective starting places to discuss projects with your professor also. And the research proposal can be submitted to different funding agencies. If you will see, there are some major funding agencies like UGC, DST, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology. So they ask you for a submission of research proposal. So research proposal convince yourself and the others research idea, and also it provides information about your plan of work to the others. The one more advantage of research proposal is that it keeps you focused on your research program. Once you write a proposal, you think over it again and again, and then you can make a track for doing your research in a particular way. Also, while writing a research proposal, you need to go through several articles or several publications, and while going through that articles, some new ideas will get generated. So that is also a new benefit of writing research proposals. So ultimately, what we can say is that the research proposal are the mirror or the blueprint of research which is undertaken by that particular researcher. So how we will start writing a research proposal? So before starting writing of a research proposal, what we need to do is, first of all, a researcher should finalize your area of interest or the area in which he is willing to work. For example, if a student of material science is there, he can think for developing some new materials for different technologies like energy technology, water purification technology. If the student is from commerce faculty or arts faculty, he can find out some social areas where he can put his efforts for finding some new conclusions. So first task one researcher has to do is first find out your area of interest, and thereafter, before developing your research plan, you need to ask some questions, and these questions are: is my topic related to real life? First question he should ask is that, is my topic related to real life or societal problem? Means the topic which he or she is going to choose should provide some new or should open some new era in the societal region or some real life. So that this is the first question. The second question is that, is it focused and specific? Your problem should be focused, means you should be appropriate about that particular problem, that I need to do this particular task for this particular society. So that specific thinking should be there. The third question he should ask is that, is your idea or plan fill a gap of research? Means he should identify the gaps in that particular area. Means if anybody is going to work on the solar cells, then he need to find out the gap, that what is not yet done there in that particular field. So he need to find out that particular gap or lacuna so that he can focus on that particular topic. Again, he should think that will it add or generate new knowledge. So once he start writing, he should think that my research proposal is going to add something new knowledge in the existing knowledge, or is it going to resolve the existing controversies in that particular field. Sometimes it happens that there are some controversies which are raised by the researchers. So is my research is going to resolve that controversies? So once these questions will be asked by researcher to himself or herself, then they are able to make a proper plan. So what are the basic ingredients for a research proposal? The first and important fact is that there should be a issue which is raised by you, and to resolve that particular issue, you should design your own plan. And again, in that design, there are several points. We will come to that after a few slides. And finally, who will get benefited? Who are the stakeholders of that particular research? For example, if one person is going to work on the solar cell, so globally, if he will come with some fruitful outcomes, the globally all the peoples in the world will getting benefited of that research. But if one person is going to work in the western region of Maharashtra, then the local regional people will get benefited. So he should clear that the researcher should be clear with the outcomes or benefits of his research, so that he can convince the examiners accordingly. So first important part for a research proposal is the statement of the problem. So this is the main focus of your research proposal, that you need to identify a problem which describes the context of the study, means in which particular area you are willing to work, and what is the lacuna in that particular field which is not yet to be resolved, or which is not yet to be focused by the other researchers. And this particular statement of the problem clearly or it attains the examiner's view towards your problem. So it should clearly indicate why the research need to be done and what will be its relevance. So this statement of problem conveys information about a research problem. It clarifies the purpose of your research. The statement clarifies the purpose of your doing research in that particular field. It is a blueprint of your literature review. It provides where there are the lacunas in that particular field. So you are willing to do work in this particular field. Again, it focus your examining committee or the reviewers from the beginning. If your statement of problem is clear and specific, then only the committee will get focused on that particular problem. If it is vague, then the committee will initially get disappointed, and your proposal will not get that much benefit. So you need to keep all the committee members or examiners throughout your proposal on track. So the first task you need to do is to choose a problem or the statement of the problem which should be very clear and specific. Then there are some components of research proposal. So in this particular plan of writing research proposal, I'm going to discuss on these different components. The first component is the title of your research proposal. The second component is the abstract of your research proposal. The third component is the introduction about your research proposal. Fourth component is review of literature. Fifth component, aim. Sixth component is objectives. Seventh, methodology. Eighth component, plan of analysis of result. Ninth component is budget. 10th is work plan or timeline. 11th is bibliographic references, and 12th component is annexures. So we will see all these components one by one. So first of all, I will start with the title. So once you start writing your research proposal, then you should first focus on the title. So title of the research proposal should be precise. It should be accurate. And the third important thing is that it should informative and catchy. Means what you need to do while writing a title of research proposal, you need to avoid extreme long and lengthy titles. The title should be short, precise, accurate, and specific. it should clearly mention what you want to do. For example, if I am going to write a proposal on solar cell, and I'm going to use a simple technique for the growth of that particular material, which is further used as a solar cell material. What should I? What can be the title? Attractive title: the development of low-cost photovoltaic solar cell. So, the development of low-cost photovoltaic solar cell catches the immediate intention of examiners or the evaluators, that this particular person or this particular researcher is going to develop something which is of low cost and which is further being used for solar cell application. So these type of small titles which are using keywords, means your title should consist some keywords which are useful for indexing or scrutinizing your research proposal. Means if you are instead of writing this short, if I will write synthesis and characterization of different materials for solar cell by using chemical methods and all, so these type of lengthy titles loses the intention of reviewers, and they are not becoming that much catchy to attain their intention. So first of all, your research title should be precise, accurate, and informative. Thereafter, the next thing which we have to do is the title should start with the action verbs. Means while writing the titles, you can use some action verbs like development of low cost technique. So immediately, if you are going to reduce the cost of something that is very much necessary at this time, so it catches the intention. Understanding the growth mechanism. So here you are going to put some new mechanism. So it gets the intention of the people's. Comparison of something, impact of survey on some social issues. So these type of titles are very much important. Or designing something, so designing some new prototypes. So these type of titles are very attractive. Thereafter, after writing a title, one should focus on abstract. So abstract is nothing but a brief summary of approximate 300 words. So after while writing the abstract, one should take care that it should summarize all the central elements of the proposal, that is a research problem. Some means it should introduce something about your research problem, some aims, objectives, methods, where you are going to work with that particular research problem, means the population or the time frame. So these all things should be summarized in your abstract. The abstract should not be too much lengthy, otherwise it will cover all the other parts of your research proposal. So abstract should be the summary of other part, but it should not exceed more than 250 to 300 words, and it should not take 3 to 4 minutes while reading. So if one start reading your abstract, she should get information in summary of all other aspects, but it should not cover all the data of your research proposal. After writing the abstract, the third component of your research proposal is introduction. So the introduction basically provides the readers the background of your research proposal. So in introduction, what you can do is you can write what has to be done and where there is scope to do. Means what you are going to do and how it will be done in throughout your research plan, that will come in introduction. But while writing this particular introduction part, if you can orient the readers or you can orient the examiners towards your topic by correlating your area of research with some government policies or environmental policies or health policies or some educational policies or human values. Means you need to show the evaluators that how your research is useful or how your research is framing in that particular policies which are run by government or environmental policy or health policy. So once you justify that your research is useful in this particular context, then it gets some benefit. The next point is that explain the importance and relevance of your topic. means in introduction you need to give importance and relevance of your topic, means you should able to convince the reader that why it is important to do research in this particular area, or who are getting benefited and how they are getting benefited if the research will be done in this particular era of science and technology or social science. Again, the introduction should justify the choice of topic and the methodology chosen, because your research, the methodology which is adopted to fulfill that part of research should be taken which is viable, means that research should not cost too much. It should be low cost, or the instrumentation required for that particular research should be easily available. So these things should be considered and this should be highlighted in your research. So basically the introduction highlights about your plan of work, your summary of your outcomes, methodology will be summarized in this particular introduction. So introduction should be also attractive for a good research proposal. Thereafter you need to write aim of your research proposal. So while writing the aim of your research proposal, specify the target to be achieved clearly. Means while doing this particular research, what you want to achieve. For example, as I told, if I am writing a research proposal on solar cell, I should not, the title is good that we are going to develop low cost solar cell, but what you want to achieve in that particular, so here in the aim, I can write that what type of solar cell I am going to focus. For example, I can say that we are going to develop some low cost silicon solar cell, or I can write here that we are going to develop some nanostructured based solar cell. So likewise, some clarification about your proposal should be there in the aim. That should be clearly mentioned what you are going to do. Say what and how you want to do simply and directly. Your language should not be complicated. What you are going to do should be mentioned simply and directly in the aim. The aim is about what you hope to do and your overall intention in the project. So what aim is going to explain? The aim is going to explain what you hope to do, means what outcome you are going to find, and what is overall intention of your project. Again, the aim should be easily understandable, means if any person who is not aware with your research area, if he will read the aim, that should be clearly explainable, means he should understand easily what you want to say. The next part of your research proposal is objectives of study. Now the objectives can be many. For example, as I stated that I am going to work on the solar cell. So what I can say, I am going to develop the low cost solar cell as a title. But what are the objectives of that particular research proposal? The solar cells are having some specifications, means what my solar cell is going to deliver after my research. So here in the objective, the objectives can be many. So it is not necessary to write 1 or 2 objectives. They can be 4 or 5. So while writing the objectives, what I can write, I'm going to boost the efficiency of my solar cell. So what objective I can write here? I'm going to make solar cell with efficiency more than 5%. So this can be one objective. So how I'm going to boost that particular efficiency? So boosting that particular efficiency requires generation of large current. So short circuit current should be more, or open circuit should voltage should be large. So how I am going to do that? I am going to add some conducting material in my solar cell material. So likewise, your objectives should be clear, and what you are going to achieve through that objective, that should be clearly mentioned. So while writing the proposal, the aim specifies what you are going to do, and your objectives will clear how you are going to do. And one more thing we can say about the objectives is that the objectives should be smart, means your objectives should be specific. It should not be vaguely mentioned, means I can't say that efficiency will be large, efficiency of solar cell will be large. This is not the objective. I should quantify it. means I can say that till date the efficiency observed for this kind of solar cell is 5%. So I want to boost it up to 6 to 7%. So this kind of quantification should be there in the objectives. Again, the objectives should be measurable, means large, very high, very low. These type of words should not be used. That should be quantified or measurable so that they can be compared with the others or other researchers worldwide. So your objectives should be specific, measurable. The third important thing is that they should be attainable. Means today, if the efficiency of quantum dot solar cell is 5% worldwide, I can't say that I am going to attain 50%, 10 times more. So it is impossible. So whatever you are going to mention, that should be attainable, because your research proposal is going to scrutinize or it is going to evaluate by the experts in that particular field. So if you will mention anything vaguely, that will devaluate your research proposal. So what you need to do is you need to mention attainable or realistic objectives, and the most important part is that you need to fulfill your work in time bound. So don't propose the things which are taking too much time. You should consider your time of proposal or time of project around 2 to 3 years. So do or propose only those things which can be attained or which can be completed in that particular time span. After that, there is one more important factor in the research proposal, that is literature review. So before writing the research proposal, it is necessary to review recent literature. Means you need to go through some research papers which are reputed, published in reputed journals. Again, you need to go for some review articles, and then only you start writing your proposal, so that you can get the state of art. You can aware with what has been done till date and what is yet to be done, and where you can put your efforts, so that your research can published in good journals, or your research can get good outcomes. So in this section, what is already known about the topic is written. Means while doing the literature review, you should mention what is already done in this particular area, and where there is a scope to do something new, and that scope should be identified, and accordingly your plan to fulfill that scope or your plan to achieve that target should be written. Again, when you perform a good literature review, it provides you the information about the work which has been already done. So it prevents the duplication of your work, or it can prevent the unnecessary spending of your time on the work which has been already done. So literature review helps you to find the lacunas, to put your line of work, and to prevent duplication of work which is already done. So while doing survey of literature, we perform some referencing, or we search through some Google, we Google down some literature. So while doing that survey of literature, we need to narrow down your search. For example, if I am working on solar cell, I need to focus on that particular part on which because there are 4 or 5 types of solar cells. So on which type I am going to work, that should I focus, and I need to narrow down my search in that particular area. Then while doing survey of literature, one should focus peer review articles. Don't go for low impact journals, because sometimes the work which they have reported may be not that much validate, or we can say that which is not reproducible. So go for the peer reviewed high impact journals. The third important factor is that when you are working for your plan in 2020, then go for the literature in nearby years. So don't do the literature survey of 1998 papers. So you should do survey of literature for current literature and highlight the latest publication your proposal, so that the scrutinizer or examiner will realize that you are aware with the field what has been done till date. So it improves the impact of your research proposal. The one more important thing is that avoid plagiarism, because the references which are you are going to put in your proposal, that should be immediately mentioned or that should be immediately cited in your proposal. Don't show that they are your own sentences. If you are going to use some sentences from the others articles, then immediately put the citations for that particular. Always identify the source. Means if you find a attractive image or if you find a attractive protocol, then go for that its source and find out that particular source and cite it properly in your proposal. Summarize useful points in your own language. For example, if you want to write some description about one particular thing, then summarize that in your own language. Don't cut and paste from others paper. If you will do that, and if your proposal is undertaken for a plagiarism check, then if it will be found plagiarized, then your proposal will be disqualified. So better to write it in your own words and take effort to understand the concept and write it in your own words. The next important part of your research proposal is methodology. So what is this methodology? So basically methodology explains the procedure which you are going to take or which you are going to take to complete your research plan. So this methodology can be different for the science people. They can design some experiments, or some arts or commerce people may have some questionnaires. So likewise these methodologies can be different, but basically it contains several points like approach to question, means how you are approaching to that particular question. Some people may start with the questionnaires, some may start with synthesizing some new materials. Then there should be some research design, research subject, then sampling will be there, experimental procedure will be there, control or comparison groups, means once you identify something, then you need to compare it with some standard controls, or you need to compare your identified results with some research groups which are working worldwide in that particular area. Then data collection will be also there. How you are collecting your data, then that data should be tabulated, it should be analyzed. So for the analysis of that particular data, you need to use some softwares, some analytic techniques. Science people are using some characterization techniques, some softwares, then some graphical tools, and all these things comes under the methodology. So your methodology should be clearly mentioned what you are going to do while the completion of this particular research project, and plan of interpreting results, how you are going to interpret your results, and with whom you are going to compare your results, or are you going to get it standardized from some agency before publishing or before making it public. So plan of analysis of results may consider some use of some useful softwares, some characterization techniques, some fitting tools and methods. So whatever you are going to undertake, that should be clearly mentioned in the methodology. Then results which are getting certified or examined, because in some science experiments before publishing, you need to get your results certified from certain agencies like IIT Bombay. So you can write that before publishing or before completion of work, I will get these results certified. So these things will put weightage to your research proposal. Then plotting the graphs and comparison with controls and standards. So these are some standard methodologies which you are going to adopt, that should be clearly mentioned in your proposal, which will help to improve the quality of your proposal. Then the next important part of your research proposal is budget. So budget is almost in all proposals, they ask you for the budget. Then while giving the budget, you should be appropriate, means when they ask you about the manpower, you need to justify. And while justifying anything about your research proposal, don't be don't write anything negatively. Means if they will ask, because once you submit your proposal, the next stage is your presentation. In your presentation, they can ask you about why you need manpower. Then you should not say that, sir, we are working in colleges, we don't have that much time to work with research, and we can't give time from your other committee work and so on. So what you need to tell them that we are expecting manpower so that we can train the new upcomers with our expertise. Means I am having some expertise in this particular field. So if I will get a student for PhD or JRA, I can train him in that particular field. So we are building the manpower or we are building the expertise in that particular field. So we should mention it in that way. Don't because sometimes they experts are asking question to demotivate you, so that they are interested to see your potential in that particular answering. Again, the second point is field work. So they may ask you some questions about the field work. So while justifying the budget about the field work, you should be appropriate. How many visits are possible to that particular place within a year? What is the appropriate expenditure for traveling? What is the appropriate expenditure for the characterization? That should be pre-calculated, and then only you put it in that particular fieldwork estimate. Otherwise, vaguely if you will put, and if you will start calculating in front of the examiners, then it will obviously demotivate you and examiners also. The third and important fact is that instruments. In several proposals, they ask you about the instruments if you require. Then you should be specific. Then before asking any instrument, first of all you check that is that instrument is available in your institute, in any other department, or is it available in any other nearby college. If it is available, then try to use it on ad hoc basis, and if it is regularly needed, then only ask it in your budget. Sometimes it happens that already one instrument is available in your adjacent department, and if you are asking the same instrument and already the same instrument is funded by the agency, then they are knowing that this particular instrument is already in that institute, and this person is asking, so that will put some negative effect. So while asking the instrument, you should be specific about the instrument. You should be able to justify the need of that particular instrument. You should give specifications of that particular instrument. You should give the quotation and budget of that particular instrument. So this thing should be considered while asking for instruments. Then the next point is books. Don't ask too much amount for the books, because all you are supposed to take the books only for research purpose through this budget. Then don't go for 2 and 3 lakhs rupees for books. Go for only needed. Take down the note of which books are necessary to perform that particular research, and ask for that particular book. Then consumable items. There are some items which are consumables, which are frequently required while doing experiments, like chemicals and other items. Then contingency. So put appropriate budget for these particular things, so that your proposal will be attractive. Then the next is the work plan. You need to put your plan in given period of project, that is 2 or 3 years. So make a proper plan by considering or sequencing flow and timeline of the study. So while writing your plan, consider the major phases of the project through which your project is going, like literature survey, development of protocol, and data analysis, characterization techniques, writing of publication, writing of research papers, and submission of final research project we can say project report, final project report. So how much time it will take for each particular point, that you should consider properly, and accordingly you should make your work plan. Then while in the last part of your project proposal, there should be references, and that references should be arranged properly. So better to use some software which are available in the market, like Mendeley. So you can use some software, so that all the references should be in one format. Don't just cut paste the references. And the final part of your research proposal are the annexures which are required from your, some documents are required from your institutes, like UGC approvals about your college, some AICT approvals, some covering letters, your publication details, NOCs, no objection certificates from the principal and head of the departments. And the most important thing is that you should have experience in that particular area. Whatever you are going to propose, you should have sufficient experience in that particular area. You should have some publication in that particular area. Don't write any proposal in which you didn't work earlier. Start working in some area, do one or two publications, publish one or two publications, and then only go for writing proposals. Otherwise, if you don't have expertise, then no one will dare to invest their money for that particular field. And the last thing is that don't rush while writing your research proposal. Take your time, revise and edit it several times. Back up your proposal every day. Read it from starting again and again, so that you will be able to modify it to get it at a standard level. Use while writing, use standard font, use appropriate images where necessary, or figures, or some your roadmaps which you can make for your work. So that can be used. Put your limit on number of pages. Don't write the proposal of 100 pages. That should be also limited pages. And read out it several times, so that it can be rectified for the errors which are encountered in that particular proposal. And finally, print it for the submission. Again, I would like to tell some common errors in proposal writing. Too much details on some minor issues, and not touching to major issues. So don't write more on some minor issues. Where you want to focus, or what is the major issue, focus on that and write more on that. Too many citations. Don't put too many citations or references at the end of your proposal. And at the most, the references should be 30-40 maximum. Don't go for 100 to 100 references. Again, the next point, the evaluation of research proposal is basically done on the problem identification. The problem chosen for the study should be current. That should be useful for the local stakeholders or global stakeholders. It should add something new in the science, and it should benefit to the society. If all these things will be there in the problem, your problem is good. Otherwise, it will not take that much intention of the evaluators. Again, your problem should be briefly and concisely mentioned. Evaluation of research proposal takes place on the background to the research problem. Again, it considers the literature review. Is there clear evidence of the thorough review of the literature? Is there theoretical engagement with the relevant literature? Means, is it possible to perform that particular proposed work? That should be examined. Evaluation of research proposal in objectives. It is checked that have the objectives are stated clearly, or is research project and research design is well structured and it is outlined properly, or it is poorly articulated. If it is poorly articulated, no one will look after your research plan. Has the research methodology been articulated clearly? Your methodology is clearly mentioned. Is it really going to work, or it is mentioned and practically it is not possible? Then your proposal will not be considered. Then the next phase is significance. To whom your work is useful, where it is significant, whom are getting benefited of that particular proposal. These things should be considered. Feasibility of your work. Means, is it feasible to do that particular work? If I am not having any exposure of aeronautics, and if I am writing proposal on any branch of aeronautics, then that is not feasible to do here. So it will lose the intention of evaluator. So your research proposal should be feasible. Again, some other general comments on the language will be made. So write it in proper language. Check your English grammatics before submitting. Otherwise, the poorly compiled proposals will be rejected. So because when you submit the proposals, there are thousands of proposals coming for funds, and you need to your proposal should get qualified through all these things. So you should put your efforts. Don't write your proposal after they are demanded by any funding agency. Every year starts writing at the beginning of year, and when the funding agency will ask, that time just it finalize your in that guidelines. So I think this much is about writing research proposal. So if any questions, the session is open for question answers. So you can ask if any questions you want to ask. प्रश्न कोण विचारणार आहे कसं करणार नेक्स्ट टाइम So next session will be on different funding schemes for the colleges, and this session will be conducted by Dr. Kokate.
Good afternoon to all. First, I would like to thank Dr. Bharat Madam for introducing me. Also, I would like to thank our Honorable Principal, Dr. B.T. Sahib, Vice Principal, Organizing Committee, Dr. Csr, Organizing Secretary, Mujawar sir, for giving this chance. In first session, you got the idea about the writing a research proposal. So writing research proposal is like writing a film story, but having a film story is not enough, because without fund we cannot convert that story into a film. Similar way, just having a research proposal is not enough. So we need a fund, and after that fund we have funds, so we can carry our research and get a good results. So we'll get a best out of it. So this topic or this session, I will discuss more about the funding, different type of funding given by the National Institute. So myself, Dr. Ganesh Kokate, I am working in a chemistry department of Yeshwantrao Chavan Institute of Science. So in this workshop, under the Paramesh scheme, so I will discuss about different funding scheme for the colleges and researchers. So these funds not only for the colleges, there is also different types of schemes for the researchers, or even students can avail the different funds for carry out their research. So this topic will have more about this introduction, different funding agency, what are the types of fund, how they given, and what is the scheme of funding. So we are going to see all these points. So before that, let's see what is mean by research, and what are the points required while conducting the research, because research is not a 1 day or 2 day jobs. It requires many days or years to complete the research. So for research, we need, first thing is the interest, because without interest we cannot step forward, and self-motivation, because during research sometimes success is not coming every step. So whenever we get a failure in a result, so self-motivation is the very important. Then the academic support, administrative support, and next is the financial support, because without without money or finance fund, we cannot complete the research. And then family level support also, and last is health and age. If you don't have any health and age, so you cannot do the research. Of course, there is a strong will. You can, if you have strong will, so you can overcome the age. So research funding is a term generally covering any funding for the scientific research in area of both the hard science and technology and social science. So many governments of developed countries provide the large amount of the funds for carry out scientific research in science as well as for social science. So earlier intention was just to provide the money and give some boost to the researcher. But nowadays, this funding agency accept more about output of that research, because output is not up to the mark. They will not give the funds, or they will stop your fund. So they more about output of your research. So this year, Indian government has increased the budget for the research or science field. So it is almost 10 to 17% hike in the budget given by the Indian governments. So let's see where we can use, we can have a fund while doing a research. So we need a fund for attending or participation in conferences, seminar, workshop, or training programs. Or even can we have a fund for the organizing seminars, symposium, workshop, or short-term trainings. Also, research grants for the UG, PG students. They can get the grants from various institutes. For the postdoctoral study, also we can avail different funds there is a career development scheme for the faculty members. We can have funds for this career developments. Also for publishing our research papers, or writing the books, or periodicals. Also we need funds for this point. There are when we carry major or minor research projects. All these things require funds. Also similar, if you want to go abroad for attending Nobel laureates lecture or any international symposium, you can get the fund for this. Also there is a collaborative research work. So if you have collaboration with the other researcher who is in a other country, you can get the fund to do the collaboration works. Also you have a funds for social and family welfare schemes. There is a, for example, feast is there, or you can have a industry collaboration. So you get the fund from the industry. And there are also funds for the infrastructure development in colleges, institution. So there are number of factors where we can get the fund for the development of not only colleges but for ourselves. So what is the funding agency? Okay, now we got the idea about the funding. So what is the funding agency? So any government or non-government body providing monetary grants for scientific research and development. So it may be institutional, local level bodies, or maybe state government bodies, or maybe international body, or even company, private company like Tata, Reliance, and their R&D provide the funding to the researcher, or even there is some NGO who can give the fund for the research. So this is about the funding agency. So in India, we have a lot of funding agency institute. So more than 20, or there is more than 20, so they can give the fund. There are different area who can give the funds. So first start with the All India Council for the Technical Education, AICTE. It gives the funds. So there are different names are there. So second is the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, is the main research body in the India who give a lot of fund to the researcher of colleges. Then DRDO is there. Then the Department of Atomic Energy there. Ayush is the new scheme launched by the Indian government to provide fund in the medicinal chemistry. Then there is a DBT, is another big fund provider for the researcher and colleges. There are also DOC, Department of Coals. Then Ministry of Earth Science. Then DST is the well-known institute who provide the huge amount of funds to the researcher for their work. So these are the institute who can give the funds. So this is another list. Here you can find out the different institutes which are present in the India can give the fund. For example, Indian Meteorological Department, Department of Ocean Development, Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, is also give the fund. So DIT, Department of Information Technology, is there. So a lot of institutes are there. Just one has to give his proposal to this institute, and if your proposal is up to the mark, you will get the fund. So that fund will depend on your research. Okay. Let's start with the first institute which provide and which is the major institute in the India. So All India Council of Technical Educations, in short, it is AICTE. So this AICTE is the statutory body established by the government of India through the Act number 52 of 1987. So the main aim of this institute is promotion of quality in technical education. So it gives the money for the improvement of technical education and to proper planning and coordinated development of technical education system throughout the country. So this institute work in our India for development of the education as well as the research. So these are the field where this institute is interested. There is engineering, technology, architecture, town planning, management, hotel management and catering technology, pharmacy, and applied art and crafts. So these are the field where this institute is work. So this is the address where we can send our proposal to for the fund. So let's see the scheme given by this institute, AICTE. So there are different schemes. For example, the scheme for the student development scheme, the faculty development scheme, institutional development scheme, research and innovation development scheme. And then also there is a general scheme. Under general scheme, you will get the funds for traveling, whether in country or out of country. Also, you have get the fund to attend the seminar, workshop, conference. Also, there is an award for the young teachers who is doing a great job in the research as well as the education. Also, some student can get the postdoctoral fellowship to extend their work. So these are the point where we can get the funds under different schemes. Let's see one by one. The first one is the student development scheme. Here, this scheme is for the students who are doing their mastery and who want to take a PhD and postdoctoral. So they can achieve or they can get the funds from this institute. So first is the PG scholarship. So PG scholarship is for the student who want to do the mastery after passing the GATE and any exams they take. So under this scheme, student can get the around 10,000 fellowship per month. The second is the AICTE Doctoral Fellowship. So those students who have qualified the national level exam, they can get the fund from the AICTE to complete their PhD in different institute or even institute of IICTE or IIT or CSR Life. They get the fund for completing their PhD. So fund for this scheme is around more than 30,000 for the 2 years. Then there is for third year they got the 35,000, and if you need an extension, they can give the 1 year extension. It is also contingency 15,000 per annum, 15 lakh per annum. Then there is another scheme, Pragati Scholarship. This is for the meritorious girls. This is only for girls who are taking, who have interest in ICTA institute. I want to make a career in the engineering or in other science field. So they get the 50,000 per year as a fund. Then there is a Saksham scholarship for those people who are differently able. They can avail this funds. Then there is another scheme for the Perna scheme is for the student who are from the SC/ST category. This scheme is very useful for them. Then Samriddhi is there. Also, it is for the SC or ST student to start their own enterprise. And then there is a support to student for participation in competition abroad. As I like said, they give the fund for attending conferences or seminar abroad. They give the fund. And there is a new scheme started by this AICTE is Smart India Hackathon 2019. Just last year they started, and it gives a new and disruptive digital solution for solving the challenges faced by our country. And it is 3 lakh per team for 100 qualifying teams. So student can avail this new fund to solve the problems faced by the country. So second is scheme for the faculty who are working in the colleges, university or national level institute. So they can avail different fund from this institute. So first one is the National Initiative for Technical Teacher Training. So here training will be given by the institute under this fund. Then there is a Vishwavarya Best Teacher Awards. So teacher can can apply for this award. So under this award, teacher will get the cash prize money of 25,000 and a citation certificate. Then another scheme is the AICTE Quality Improvement Program. Under this, aim of this scheme is to upgrade the qualification of the faculty member of the degree level institution in the country. So under this scheme, you will get the scholarship 15,000 per month and 5,000 per month for the PhD student. Then another scheme is the research promotion scheme. Your faculty member can apply under this category. So it is called RPS. RPS is aimed to create research ambition or research interest in the institute by the promoting research. Here you can apply for the fund up to the 25 lakh per project, and it is for the 3 years. So you have to complete the project in 3 years, and fund may be around 25 or more than 25 if it is required. Then next is the AICTE Quality Improvement Program for the foreign university. Those who are working in the foreign, they can avail this. And another is the AICTE Faculty Development Program. So the aim of this is to institution for induction training to teacher employed in the AICTE approved colleges or institute. So this will provide the money for training purposes, and the amount is 5 to 7 lakhs, and it workshop will be around 2 weeks. So there are second list for the faculty members. This is the short training programs, STTP. Here's STP to conduct faculty for training of faculty, and amount is around 5 lakhs. Then second is the AICTE training program for physical education trainer. So those are in physical education field or physical director or physical trainer, they can avail the funds under this category. For this, they provide up to 10 lakhs to conduct the various activity under this scheme. There is also a joint training program for the teachers, university and colleges. They can conduct the joint venue. Next is the technical university joint training programs for the librarians. In every college there is a librarians, and they have a lot of works. There are a lot of works. So get the mastery in the library, and so this is the scheme is full for them. Aim of this is to conduct training for librarian to prepare them for being successful and effective in the knowledge society. So they provide money up to the 1.5 lakh, and with the additional expenditure. Then next is the AICTE Professional Development Scheme, is for the faculty to interact at international level. So in conferences or in workshop, seminars, we interact with the other researchers who are from the different country. So they also provide money. It is up to 1.5 lakh. Then next one is the Teacher Research Fellowship Scheme for the faculty. Also we have this scheme. Under this scheme we can get 5 to 7 lakh per scholar for the 3 years. It is for the colleges who want to conduct orientation or refresher program. They can get the fund from this scheme and conduct the various seminar workshops. Also there is a fund for the technical book writing and translation. So if some researcher want to write down their work, write down their books, so they can avail this scheme. So here you get that 2 lakhs for this fund. So next one is the institutional development scheme. Under this scheme, there are 4 categories where you can avail the funds. First one is the grant for organizing conferences. So institute, a parent or your main institute can organize the conference, and for this conference seminar you can get the fund from AICTE. The next thing is the modernization and removal of obsolescence. So this aim of this scheme is to equip technical institution with infrastructure, facility, laboratory, workshop, and computing facilities. So overall development of your institute or college, so you can do under this scheme, and you will get the around 20 lakh fund for this scheme. Then next one is the eShod Sindhu subscription to the e-journal. So you can avail a lot of e-journals through these schemes. So they provide the resources on technical education to different colleges. Next one is the Industry Institute Partnership Sale. So here you can make collaboration with the industry, and after this collaboration you can avail the fund from this scheme. So next is the Research and Innovation Development Scheme. There are 2 categories under this scheme. First one is the Entrepreneurship Development Cell. If some researcher or some faculty member want to start their startup, they can get the money or fund under this category, and fund for this is around 10 lakhs. And next is the Collaborative Research Scheme under technical education quality improvement programs. So you will get the money with a huge amount of money, and it is around 25 lakh. So under this program, your aim of this program is to provide research grant for young faculties recruited in different institutes. So initial career, starting career of the new faculty, they can get the fund from this scheme. So next institute is Indian Council for Social Science Research, ICSSR. So this ICSSR was established in the year of 1969 by the government of India to provide the money in research in social sciences in the country. So this ICSSR provides grants for projects, fellowship, international collaboration, capacity building, survey, publication, etc. to promote research in social science. So under from this institute, you can you can get the fund to develop overall development of the colleges as well as the teacher, faculty, or students. So under ICSSR, there is a one unit called the programs and services. Under program and services, we'll have the different type of fund. Here you can avail fellowship, research project, international like I said, international collaboration, training and capacity building. They also provide the fund for research institute and regional centers. Even you can have the fund for research survey, publication, NASDOC is the another new things, and Data Rc. So let's see the in short, let's see the in brief about this scheme. This is fellowship for the student as well as the faculty or even retired faculty members. They can avail these fellowships. First one is the national fellowships for the eminent retired social scientists. They can achieve this fellowship. Even senior fellowships to social scientists who has age group between 45 to 70 years. So scientists from this age can have this fellowship. Postdoctoral fellowship. So for the PhD student or newly joined faculty members, if they want to do the postdoc, they can get the fund. Also doctoral fellowship for the students. Next is the research project. Here we get the fund for the doing research. This is the financial support to research projects taken up by the social scientists in addition to their normal duty. So you can do your regular job as a teaching job as well as you can do your research, and for this they give the fund to you. So under this category there are two different types. One is the research program. This research program is from 12 to 24 months. Duration is 1 to 2 years, and you have money up between 15 to 50 lakhs. It depends on your research. Second is the major and minor project. Under this category you can apply, and you have the money for this. This major and minor time duration is up to 24 months for major, and for major work budget, major research, you have money up to 5 to 15 lakhs, and for minor you have around 5 lakhs amount. Then next is the international collaboration program. Here you can have a collaboration with the different scientists from the different country, and this provide an opportunity to both the Indian and foreign scholars in the field of social science to interact and do the research. There are four points: visit of scholars under culture exchange program, then participation in international seminar or conference abroad, data collection, then organizing seminar, conference, workshops in India. So next one is the training and capacity building. Here colleges or institute can do their development under these schemes. So this grant to the social science faculty for organizing research methodology or capacity building programs for young researchers. So there are two categories. One is the research methodology course, and second is the capacity building program. So here under this category, the student as well as the faculty can do the development. Then next is the research survey and publications. So for social science scientists, they can do their survey and publications. So for this, they get the money of funds. The next one is the National Social Science Documentation Center, NASDOC. So for documentation, on social science study, we get the funds. Now, next one is the biggest, I think, a very large institute is currently highly active in our country. It's called the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, and it provide a lot of money to the give a lot of grants to the researcher or institute or faculty members. This CSIR, a premium national R&D organization, is among the world's largest publicly funded R&D organization. So this institute provide money not only for the student, it provide money for the faculty members to do the higher or to achieve the higher knowledge in the research. So for youth, this is a provide have various schemes like a junior research fellowship for the students who want to do their PhD in a national level institute like Aict or CSR lab or ISR lab. They can have this fellowship. Just they want to clear the NET exam, national level exam. So after next national level exams, they can have the fellowship under senior research fellowship or senior research fellowships. So there is another fellowships called Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Fellowship, which has a higher amount than the junior research fellowship. For junior research fellowship, amount is around 30,000, but Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Fellowship, it is around 36,000 per month. Gives the huge amount for this student, for the student to do the PhD. Also, after a PhD, one can go for the postdoctoral fellowship or research associate, so they can also have the fund. Let's see the grants. These are the grants we can avail for different purposes. For the traveling, if you want to go out of country for the seminar, symposium, or conferences, they can give the money for this. So here you can give the full reimbursement for the grant. Then a symposium grants, here also we can avail this, this grant. There is also partial financial assistance scheme. So the aim of this is providing partial financial assistance, PFA, to Indian regular employees, non-CSIR life. So not only CSR members, but non-CSR member also can avail this scheme. So there is a year fare around 30,000. You will get the fund. Then research scheme, financial assistance to promote research works. So under this scheme, any faculty member can do a high major research project, and for this major research project, you can have GRF or SRF student to give assistance in your research. So there are also some CS awards given by the CSIR. First award is the Csr Bhatnagar Prize. This is for the outstanding contribution to science and technology. If you have good quality of research throughout the last 4 to 5 years, so you can apply for this award, and money is around 5 lakhs. Then next award is the GN Ramachandran Gold Medal Award for excellence in biological science and technology. You will get these awards if you have good research throughout the last 4 to 5 years. Then next award is for the young scientists, for the youth generations. This is introduced in 1987. You get the prize money around 5 lakh for the young scientist who has age below 35 years. Then next one is the Csr Bhatnagar Fellowship. Is very another very well-known award to the active Indian scientists, technologists, whether it is retired or non-retired. It is highly recognized working in a CSR lab or non-CSR lab. So these are the awards one can avail. Then next institute is the Indian Council of Historical Research. So this ICHR is an autonomous body of Ministry of Education. So it works under Ministry of Education. This body provides the financial assistance to historians and scholars through fellowship, grants, and symposia. So those are in this field area, they can avail the grants from this institute. So there are different funds given by this institute, like a junior research fellowship for the students to complete their PhD. Amount is around 16,000 for the 2 years. Those who want to do their postdoctoral fellowship, they can also apply under this scheme to this university, to this institute, and they get around 20,000 money per month for 2 years. So there is a new scheme started by this institute. It's called the Gurukul Fellowship. In this fellowship, both the guide as well as the student can get the fund. So not only student or guide, both they have funds to do research. So it is called Gurukul Fellowship. So for guide, the fund is 55,000 per month, and for the student, it is around 28,000. And also there is a contingency for the research. Then senior research fellowship, research project, then contingency for traveling from within the country or outside country, like foreign travel grants. Then also they provide the money for the publications of your research, seminar, workshop, conference. Grant. So this is the very good institute to getting fund from them. Then next one is the RUSA. Everyone knows about the RUSA. This is new part has started by the Indian government under the Department of Higher Education, and under this RUSA scheme, not only institute but even faculty and student can do a big development. Okay, in the institute as well as colleges, they can get the more funds for development of infrastructure, laboratories. So this is the very good institute. Having RUSA fund is very big achievement. So under RUSA, we can do a lot of things like upgradation of existing colleges to university. So conversion of colleges to the cluster university. So we can do these things. Then infrastructure grant to the university as well as the colleges for the developments, upgradation of existing degree colleges to model colleges. We can apply under this if your college want to do developments. Then infrastructure grant to colleges, research innovation, quality improvement. So under this category, we can apply for the research as well as innovation centers, quality improvement centers, then equity initiatives, then faculty requirement supports. So faculty members from various colleges can apply under these schemes. Then localization of higher educations, leadership development of educational administration. So this RUSA is for everyone. So from top to bottom, from principal to the student, they can achieve the grants for their developments. So you can develop your infrastructure, administrative infrastructure, labs, or faculty. Next one is for the medical field. Institute name is the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, Bharatiya Ayurveda Anusansan Parishad. So this ICMR is New Delhi, the apex body of the India for the formulation, coordination, and promotion of biomedical research. So under this institute, one can achieve the different grants. Here is the list of these grants. So there is a sharp scheme fellowship for the students for doing the PhD, postdoc fellowship. The extramural ad hoc scheme is there. There is also scheme for the faculty. Here under this category, one faculty can apply for the funds for their research works. There also for the MD or MS, PhD for doing MS. Then also this postdoctoral research fellowship, ICMR emeritus scientist, their scheme is there. So this is the different schemes available for this institution. So one can avail these funds. Along with this ICMR, the new scheme is started by the Indian government, and it is called the Ayush. So under Ayush, the who are from the medical field, they can do the research and can get the funds from the Ayush for developing new drugs, developing Ayurveda drugs like that. So they can avail the from Ayush. So next one is the UGC. I think everyone knows about the UGC. So UGC is the main body in our career development or institute development. UGC University Grant Commission is the statutory body set up by the Indian government in accordance to the UGC Act 1956. So in 1956 is working, and it provides a different field, different funds for the institute as well as college of students. So this is the list given by the UGC. Different schemes are there. So these schemes for the development of colleges applied to the state university. So different colleges can avail the funds from the UGC. Major minor research project. So these are the projects where earlier used to given by the UGC. Now they have changed the whole look of this major research project. Also they give the money or funds for the autonomous colleges. Also they provide the money for conducting seminars, symposia, or conferences for colleges. Even under this UGC scheme, you can build or you can do the women hostel infrastructure. Also there is a award for the teacher fellowships to college teacher for doing MPhil or PhD, and also there is a financial assistant to teacher who are visually handicapped. So UGC provides money for everyone. Just we have to apply the proposal for the UGC. So under UGC, you can have a scheme for not only universities. You can have money or you can have fund for the colleges or both the university or college collaborations, or for the teachers and students. Let's see one by one. So these are the scholarship and fellowship for the students, and also there are different postdoctoral fellowships. So like we know the words GRF, SRF, Junior Research Fellowships, Senior Research Fellowships for doing PhD works. So this gives them a lot of money for the students. So also it gives money money for the single girl child. So as a single girl child, they can avail this postgraduate Indira Gandhi scholarship scheme. Then another is the postgraduate merit scholarship scheme. If you are the topper of the university, you will can have the funds. Also research fellowship in science for the meritorious students. There is these two next two are the postdoctoral fellowship. One is the Dr. D.S. Kotari, and second is the Dr. S. Radhakrishna. This provide the money or fund to carry out the postdoctorate work after PhD. There is also a fund for the SC and ST candidate for development, their own developments. It's called the Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowships. Also, there is a UGC's new scheme for providing special honorarium to teachers who are fellow at least two of the 4 science academy. So those teachers who have a bright career, they can avail the fund under this category. So like I said, there is a junior research, junior GRF, RA, SRF. So even they have a scheme for the woman candidate, a postdoctoral fellowship for the woman candidate. And then there is another fellowship for the minority students. So those students who are minority can apply for this scheme called as Maulana Azad National Fellowships. So a lot of fellowships are there for the students, so they can get this fund from the UGC. Next one is for university. So these are the scheme for the development of university for the resource mobilizations, travel grants, seminar workshops, short-term courses, publication grants, and special development grants for university in backward or rural remote body area. So it provides the money to university for overall development. So UGC also provide the money for colleges. Under these schemes, they have given and they have mentioned the scheme for the block grant for colleges, guideline for the construction of building in colleges. So under these schemes, you can develop your infrastructure. So they also provide money for the heritage institutions, and the guidelines for the scheme for the construction of women hostel in colleges. So colleges can avail different different scheme, and they can get from these schemes. So they provide both money for both the university as well as colleges. So both the university and colleges can carry out the can do the development. For individual like the faculty members, they can have the research hours. Also after their retirement, you can avail the emeritus fellowships. Just you need a good track record of your research and teaching. So they also provide the travel grant for colleges, teachers, librarians, or commission members and UGC officers. And under these individuals, you can apply for the research project, and they will provide the money. This is the new scheme started by the UGC. Right now, this scheme is only for the university levels. So those faculty who are in a university, they can get the fund under this UGC FRPS scheme, the Faculty Research Promotion Scheme. So under this Faculty Research Promotion Scheme, there are three different schemes are there. So according to this three scheme, one can avail according to their requirement. So first one is the entry level faculty. So those faculty members who have just recently joined, they can apply through these schemes. It is called the startup grants. So under startup grants, one can give the research proposal and get the fellowship grant up to 30 lakhs. And like age is the main factor, it should be less than 35. Then mid-level faculty members, though those are the senior, those are the faculty members who are in the mid-career. They can avail this fellowships. It's called mid-career award, and senior faculty member also can avail the fellowships. It is called the BSR Faculty Fellowship for doing the research. It's called Basic Science Research Faculty Fellowships. So these are the three new schemes given by the UGC under Faculty Research Promotion Scheme. Now next is the very important and well-known and biggest institute who provide the money for just doing the research and research. Okay, and it is called the DST, Department of Science and Technology. So this is the Ministry of Science and Technology, DST. It was established in 1971 to promote the new area of science and technology and to play the role of nodal department for organizing, coordinating and promoting scientific and technology activity in the country. So this institute DST is only focusing on the research and research, because in coming years research will be the main criteria. This DST provides the fund to various approved scientific projects in India. It also supports various researchers in India to attend conference abroad and to go for experimental works. So here you can understand this provides the money for research. So under DST there is one unit is called the scientific program. Under scientific programs, one can see the different types of scheme. First one is the scientific and engineering research. Second is the technology development. Third is the S&T and socio-economic development. Then fourth is the technology missions. And there also one scheme for the women scientists. So these are the different schemes. Under these schemes, one can avail the funds. Let's see the one by one. The first one is the program for science students. So for the science student, they also provide the money under the Kishore Vaigyanik Protsahan Yojana. So this is for the students. Also there is a science Olympiad take place under the DST. Then next one is the innovation in science pursuit for the Inspired Research Program. Inspire is the scheme. Here you can see that different points. Scheme for the early attraction of talent for the science. Then scholarship for higher education. Then assured opportunity for research career is called the Inspire Faculty. Those who have just joined in the institute, so they have a Inspire Faculty. Then for the research, there is a R&D infrastructure scheme. Under R&D, colleges or department can do their development. There are different scheme like the FEAST. FEAST is for the development of infrastructure in analytical area or labs. There is another scheme is there called SAFE, a sophisticated analytical instrumentation provide. Then there also is SATI is the new scheme for the development of the labs, analytical labs, where one can have the access of good analytical techniques. So one can get the funds for this development under this category. Then another fellowship is called the Suvarna Jayanti Fellowships. So this is the special assistant and support to them to pursue basic research in frontier research area of science and technology. And this scheme is for the 5 years. Under this scheme, one can have the fellowships around 25,000 plus. One important aspect is there. Here you can get the fellowship as well as the salary. If you are doing a teaching job and you have a salary, so you will take both salary as well as the fellowships, and they give the research grants up to the 5 lakhs. So this is the very good fellowship for the faculty members. And then next one is the science and technology of yoga and meditation. So those are from the yoga and meditations sites, so they can avail this scheme. Next one is the Science and Engineering Research Board. So this is the new board has started by the DST and Indian government. It is called Verbs. So in Verbs there are a lot of schemes. In next slide we will see that. Then next is the CSRI. It's called the Cognitive Science Research Initiative. And then next one is the Vajra, is for the NRI scientists, those who are working in a foreign country and have a willing to come in India, so they can avail the fellowship or grant. It's called the Vajra. So like I said, the DST has started the new board. It's called the Science and Engineering Research Board. Here you can see lot of schemes for everyone. Okay, first one is the core research grants. So this is the provide the money for the research. Then next one is the National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical Systems. So those are the from cyber computer area, they can apply in this field. Then next one is the SERB Star. This is the new scheme started by the DST. This scheme is to recognize and reward outstanding performance of principal investigator for the period of 3 years. So if you have good research career and you want to get research, so you can have these fellowships. This fellowship is around 10 lakhs per annum, and 1 lakh per annum is the overhead budgets. So next one is the industry relevant R&D. So here you can do collaboration with the industry, and under the schemes you can have a funds. Then there is startup research gap. So this is an also new one for the faculty who have just joined the institute. So they can apply for the research and get the fund. And this research is fund up to the 30 lakhs for the 2 or 3 years. So this aim of this scheme is to assist researcher to initiate their research career in the new institutions. So this is the new and bright scheme for the new faculty members. This is also the scheme matrix for the mathematical science, theoretical science peoples. They can have the grants for their research, and this is up to 2 lakhs for the 3 years. Then international travel support. So like every institute provide the funds for traveling to attend the workshop or seminar or conferences. They give the year tickets. So its amount is around 50,000. It's for the students who are less than 35, they can avail this grant. Then next is the assistant to professional bodies and seminar symposia. The next one is the startup grant for the young scientist. So this is a new scheme. Under this YSS, they have classified to 2 types. First one is the Early Career Research Award. And next one is the National Postdoctoral Fellowships, NPDF. So here, those young students or young faculty member can avail the funds under this category. Then next one is the new one which has started and it is under preview. It is called the intensification of research in higher priority area. Then next one is the teacher associateship for research excellence. So aim of this to facilitate the mobility of faculty members who are working in a regular capacity. So this scheme is for the 3 years and fellowship is around 60,000 per annum plus salary. So this is the good scheme for the faculty member. So they can have fellowship as well as their salary. Let's say the next one is also very important and very active. It's called DBT, Department of Biotechnology. So those are the working in a biotechnology field. So they can have good opportunity to avail the different funds through these institutes. So one can log in on the website. This is the area of research support. So I will not go into, I will not discuss all this. For like animal biotechnology, bioinformatics, biotechnology of medicinal and aromatic plants, food biotechnology, human genetics. So these are the area where one can get the fund for their research. So these are the schemes provided by the DBT. So first one is the Star College scheme for the strengthening of UG. This is for the students. So next one is the Biotech Industrial Training Program. So those are fresh students, MSc and MTech, who are working in the biotechnology. They can avail this scheme. Also, even BE or BTech students also get this scheme. Then there is a fellowship like other institute. They also provide the fellowships like DBT GRA, DBT RA, then Corona program for scholarships. Then next one is the very important awards given by the DBT. Here you can apply for this award. It is called the Tata Innovation Fellowships. So those have a good research career and have a good quality research, they can go for these awards. So this is our for the recognized and re-award for the scientist. His fellowship is 25,000 per month plus salary plus contingency, and you get the grant up to 6 lakh per annum. So this is a good award. The next award is also there, which is also good for the newly joined faculty members. The Har Govind Khurana Initiative Young Biotechnologist Award. So here fellowship amount is the 1 lakh, and these are for the permanent faculty members. So here under these 2 awards you can get the research award as well as your salary. So next one is the S. Ramachandran National Biotechnology Award. So scientists below 45 years, they can go for this. Prize money is 2 lakhs with research grant up to 5 lakhs. So next one is the Janki Amal National Women Bioscientist Award. So those are the women who have a good research career, so they can apply under this scheme. One condition is there, so age should be less than the 45 years, and you will get the prize money up to 5 lakhs along with the citation and gold medal. So this is for the woman. Then next one is the DBT Biotechnology Product Process Development and Commercialization Award. So if you have a technology and you want to commercialize this technique for the beneficiary of society and also for beneficiary of the college and yourselves, you can get the money. Then next one is the DBT CTEF conference, for conference, seminar, workshops. You have the funds under this scheme. Next one is the Department of Atomic Energy, DAE. So this is also another institute who provide the money. They have made a board. It's called at the Board of Research in Nuclear Science. So those researchers or faculty are doing research in this field, they can go for the Department of Atomic Energy. So area of research is like this: basic science, physics, chemistry, all like that. Life and medical science student research or faculty can get the fund from this institute. From the engineering sciences, material sciences, those who are from the electronic and instrumentation, or those who are from the food and agriculture and radiation and environmental science. So this is the field where this provide the money. So this is the more detail about the schemes. So R&D project. So this is a regular research project for the young scientists. So they get the funds under R&D project. For the symposium, conference, or workshop, for attending or for conducting in your colleges, you will get the fund under this scheme. Also, there is a DA Young Scientist Research Awards. So those have good research careers, so they can avail DA Young Scientist Awards. Next one is the K.S. Krishna Research Fellowships to support talented science and engineering research scholars. Next one is the Raja Ramana Fellowship. So this is another fellowship where one can get the fund. Okay, the another for the Homi Bhabha professorship for the scientists who are working in the other country. Then for the graduate student, then fellowship for the PhD. You also get the fellowship for the PhD. Its amount is very high, 35 to 40,000 per month. You can get the fellowships. Then next award is the Daas Rc Awards. This award is to support to individual research workers with highly initiative ideas. Okay, and amount is up to the 1 crore. If you have a good idea and in research, so you will get the funds up to 1 crore. And also you have a fellowship up to 25,000 plus salary. But your age should not be more than the 47 years. So next one is the INSA Academy, Indian National Science Academy. So this is a very old institute started by the Indian government. INSA established in January year is 1935 with the object of promoting science in India and harnessing scientific knowledge for the cause of humanity and national welfare. So this institute gives 3 different funds. One is the fellowship for the students like JRF, SRF or postdoctoral fellowship. So one can avail these grants for their development. Second is the awards for the best researcher, faculty members who have done a very good research and who have published, who have done completed very good research, like international award is there, general medal and lecture awards is there, subject wise medals is there, awards for young scientists, for the newcomers, and there is also INSA teacher awards, so who are working on teaching, so they can also have these awards and get the funds to carry out their works further. And for research purpose or for projects, there is a called science promotions. So science promotions, you can avail the different funds like INSA Distinguished Professor, Senior Scientist programs is there. So under this senior scientist, you can apply your proposal. So you will get the fellowships. Then Young Scientist Medal Award is there. So those who are newcomers, they can apply their research proposal under this category. There is also a partial financial assistance for conference, seminar, workshop. So any colleges, institution can get the funds under this scheme to conduct these scientific events. And then for visiting scientists, suppose you are retired now and you want to continue your research. So this INSA provide one visiting scientist program. So on visiting levels, you can do your research. There are also INSA emeritus scientists. So even after your retirement, you can continue your research. So these are there are a lot of other institutes who can give the funds. So just I covered maximum. If someone want to go more about different institute, so they can go. So these are the website and institute who can give the funds. So this is the list. So I will say meet funder requirement and qualify for special scholarships and grant. So you will get the grants once you meet your funder requirements and you will do your research very effectively. So with these slides, I will end here. Thank you for the chance. Thank you for the chance provided by the principal or organizing secretary. Thank you very much. And this session is open for any questions. If anyone have doubts, they can ask. Meeting in. Hello. You can go. Session somehow.
So I appreciate all the participants, those who participated this particular workshop. And after the talk of the Dr. Ganesh Kokate, here I would like to conclude the session. Hopefully, I think that the two lectures which were delivered in this particular talk are useful to all the participants, and they will get benefited with these talks. So at the end, I thanks to all the participants for their participation in this particular workshop. On behalf of Rayat Shikshan Samstha's YC College Satara, I again thanks to all, and I declare that this workshop is over. Thank you very much.